What's up, guys? Welcome back to my So You Want to Compete series. So you've decided you want to compete, and that's awesome. So today we're going to talk about choosing a show and picking a coach. Let me speak clearly. So I guess we'll tackle choosing a show first. First, you have to decide what organization you want to compete in. Personally, I compete in the NPC, and I very much so enjoy the NPC. I think that most of the shows are very well organized. They do take a little longer than other organizations to, go through the whole show, but the ones that I've competed in have been very well run. At least this last season, I think we were done by like 10 o'clock, if that. I think the one that I did in Maryland, we were done by like 9, which is unheard of. So that's great. But like I mentioned in my last video, and like I said, I want this series to be about saving you guys some money. The NPC can get very expensive. I think when I first joined in my first season, because every season you need a membership card, the membership card was like $100. So fast forward 2 years later, the membership card has gone up. It's, I think, $150 now, which is really pricey. And I'm not sure why it went up, but we all know the economy sucks, so what are you gonna do? So on top of the membership card, you have entry fees. And it's usually, I think the last 2 shows that I did, it was $80 to enter, and with that entry you get 1 class. So I only competed in 1 class. I competed in Open Bikini B. Crossover fees are anywhere from like $40 to $50 extra, which is why I did not cross over into novice or anything like that. So when you talk about the NPC, the charges add up very quickly. To be a member and compete in 1 show, it can cost you between $200 and $300, which is ridiculous. But like I said, I like it. I think it's very organized. It's also a very well-known organization, very well respected. So that's my personal preference. That's what I compete in. Organizations like the OCB, or what is it, the WNBF, or is that the pro division of that? I'm not sure. But other natural organizations that are like drug tested for every single show, I've heard that their fees are a little cheaper. Kevin is doing a show in April with the well, no, they split, so it's not the OCB anymore. It's something different. I can't keep up with all these different organizations and when they split, and I just focus on my own organization. But I think it's like $60 or something for the membership card, and then maybe another $60 to enter the show. It's like really cheap. So if you're strapped for money and you don't really have a preference for organizations, then I would definitely go with a natural drug-tested organization, just because the fees are a little cheaper. Like I said, I know the OCB, their fees aren't very high. I have a friend, Julia, if you watch her channel, she's competing in the OCB in May, and I think she told me what the cost was, but I know it was cheaper than NPC. It's definitely cheaper than the NPC. So if you're looking to keep your costs low and you don't really have a preference for an organization, I would go that way. But if you really want to do the NPC and you have your heart set on it, then you just gotta find a way to make it work. And okay, so now we're actually gonna get into choosing a show. I promise we're gonna get into this eventually. This could be a very long video. I ramble a lot. And I don't have anything written down. I don't have like topic points, so it's gonna be fun, guys. Okay, so when you're choosing a show, it's actually very simple. The process is super easy. You wanna give yourself anywhere from 12 to 18 weeks of prep time. And it could be longer depending on your body. And if you hire a coach, we'll get into that in a few minutes. But you wanna give yourself at least anywhere from 12 to 18 weeks of prep time. So all you have to do once you figure out, Bravo just came inside. All you have to do when you figure out which organization you want to compete in is go to their website, and it's usually organized by region. So they'll have like links to your regional websites. The NPC, I'm in the Eastern or Mid-Atlantic region, so I pick all my shows off those websites. So once you find a show that you want to compete in, just give yourself a reasonable amount of time. Like, say if I was looking for a show right now, it's March, so I would pick a show sometime in probably August. That's 5 months about of prep time, so that's on the longer end of what I said. That's on the longer end of what I said, but you get my point. I would choose anywhere from like July to August, and it's really that simple to pick a show. And then usually on the website you'll be able to click on the show. The show will have, it'll show you like the details, the date, usually the host hotel, and depending on when the show is, they'll probably have like the entry forms and stuff that you can fill out. So choosing a show is very simple, and it's just a matter of when you want to compete. We've talked about picking a show, and we've talked about how much time you need before that show to prep. So now we're going to get into choosing a coach. And there are two ways you can go about this. You can either hire a coach, or you can coach yourself. A good coach will cost you a good chunk of money. Just saying that. And there are good coaches and bad coaches, and if you decide to hire a coach, if you decide that you have enough money for that, then the first thing you need to do is do your research. Stalk their Instagram accounts, their Facebook pages, their websites, maybe message or try to find other people, like some of their clients, talk to them and see what their experiences were like. Find out what kind of dieting protocols they follow, if they follow flexible dieting, meal plans, clean eating. Find out what their personal beliefs are as far as fitness and workout regimens. And oftentimes coaches will be competitors themselves. So they'll have documented their preps on their social media pages. So you can look and see what they did for their prep, or what their coaches did for them for their prep. And that'll kind of give you a pretty good idea of the style of coaching that they might follow too. And then once you settle on, I would say choose about 3 coaches. Choose 3 that you like. Email all of them, inquire, ask questions. When it comes to choosing a coach, you can't be too picky and you can't be too careful, because you're putting your fitness in their hands. You're putting your diet, your workouts, just basically your life in their hands. And if you're gonna work well together, you need to have the same ideas, the same beliefs, the same values. Personally, anyone who would contact me about coaching, the first thing I'm gonna do is ask you how long you've been working out, what your current workout regimen looks like, what your current diet looks like, what your current macros are, if you have macros. And if they would ask questions, I would answer any single question that they asked me, because I want them to feel comfortable, and I don't want to prep someone who's not ready mentally or physically to do a show. I follow flexible dieting for myself. That's the protocol I give clients. I focus on compound movements with accessory movements later in the workout. Compound movements are always first. That's just, you know, what I believe in. That's what I think works best. And I gotta go let Bravo out to pee. And I'm probably gonna lose my train of thought, so I apologize. And we're back. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, you can never be too picky when it comes to a coach. So basically, become the best internet stalker that you can. Channel your inner Penelope Garcia and just go ape shit on the internet. I love Criminal Minds. Anyway, yeah. So that's the first route. You can hire a coach if you have the money. The second route is a little bit more difficult. It's coach yourself. I coached myself through my last 2 shows, with the input of my husband only in like the last 2 weeks, because the last 2 weeks I know that I get so stressed out that I just can't handle the decisions on my own, and I can't see what my body actually looks like just by looking at myself in the mirror. So he coached me through my first prep, and then I coached myself through my last 2. Coaching yourself is a very rewarding process, but it's also very difficult. I'm not gonna lie, it's very difficult. There's a lot of research involved. There's a lot of being very critical on yourself, which, coming from an eating disordered past, is not necessarily a good thing, but it has taught me a lot about my body, and I know what my body needs. I'm very in tune with it. And that's the thing, you're very in tune with your own body. You know what you need better than anybody else. So if you know about nutrition, if you know about exercise science, if you know the basics and you are okay with doing your own research and spending a lot of time looking things up, figuring out what's best for you, and trying different things, then coaching yourself is the best challenge that you could probably give yourself. I have my ISSA certification in personal training, and I'm getting my fitness nutrition certification this summer, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I know a lot about exercise science, and I know a lot about nutrition. I took an exercise science class in high school, and I'm in college for exercise science and nutrition right now. So I have a lot of knowledge, but I also know that there's so many things out there on the internet that a book can't teach you, and I've learned a lot just from experience. And that's the thing, as prepping yourself is a lot of learning as you go. It's just a lot of figuring out what works, what doesn't work. Do you need to carb cycle? Do you need to do steady macros? Do you need to do more cardio? And my dog is nibbling me like I'm a piece of corn or chicken. Coaching yourself is the cheap option. But like I said, it's also very hard. So I only recommend coaching yourself if you have a lot of knowledge, if you're okay with doing research, and you're okay with the fact that you might not be stage ready in time. Because fact of the matter is, sometimes you might not be stage ready in time, and you might have to push your show back, especially if you are coaching yourself. Because like I said, there's a lot of experimentation that goes into that, and something you try might not work. And you have to give it a test period time. Like, personally, I give something 2 weeks before I decide, okay, is this working, is it not working? So coaching yourself is the cheapest option, and it's also the most rewarding if you ask me. But with that being said, those are your 2 coaching options. And there are certain coaches that I would trust over others. If I were going to put my nutrition in somebody else's hands, there are a handful of people that would be my go-tos. And I'll put their links down below, because I'm sure you've heard of most of them, and I've been following them for a very long time, so I would completely trust them. And my information will also be down there if you want to inquire about any sort of just lifestyle training or competition prep or anything like that. So all that info will be down below, and I think we're gonna have to wrap it up here, because Bravo is so needy right now. His dad's not home, so he's just very beside himself and he doesn't know what to do. And that's a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button if you liked it, so I know, what kind of content you guys like to see. And hit the subscribe button if you would, please, so that you see more videos like this to come. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.